Pull round, there it is. Happy days. We'll just get straight on with it. Go on then. What we got, odds or evens?
We don't know yet.
Oh. We're about to find out.
Odds.
20 evens.
Your turn.
You're on odds. We're on evens. 10.
We're keeping this a secret, Ross.
Will you? You've laid it out now.
I've got what we want
Oh, fine.
Where's 10, Stu?
this near side.
Is it far?
Halfway up.
Alright.
I think it's a tall tree next to it.
Still is 6 up there.
Yeah.
20 Stu, is that other side?
Yeah.
18 to 25.
Can you see yourself?
Huh?
Can you see yourself? Which side are we fishing against?
What do you mean? Ah.
So is it 1v2?
What's the first peg? I think it was 6 to 13, so if we're even 6, so 6 is against 7.
6v7, so 10v11 then. Right.
Presumably.
So we start pegging at 6.
I think so.
Have you got any secret tips, Willie?
Yeah.
We've got Stu.
Catch as many fish as you can.
Yeah, this side,
Far end.
just past the middle. You and John 8 to 10 there.
You alright, chaps? Are you ready for it?
You alright?
Yeah, all good.
Very good.
You want to smash it up?
Who knows? I've been for a bit, so.
If I fished it, mate.
About 8 to 10.
It's going to be alright, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good, yeah. You've got a few.
I won this one with £24, but that was
Did you?
about 5 weeks.
Nice.
But I'm on the other side to what I wanted to be. I'm on this side, I'm on the other side.
Ah, right. Is it shallower up at the other side?
It's roughly the same all over. These are deepest pegs, first 3 here.
Right. This is dam wall, is it?
Yeah, dam wall won't be in. I think there's 8 on each side.
Yeah. Oh, man.
No, it's like I said, these 3 here are deep. There's only about a foot difference all over, foot on here. I just prefer the other side, there's bigger fish on the other side.
Well, hopefully they'll swim this way. Come searching for some
You
snap.
never know.
My trick is to see it there.
Maybe my snap's nicer than somebody else's snap, for a change. Right, here we are, peg 10. No floating islands out there, so apparently that's a feeder line. And then just focus on the pole, I think. Brought the waggler rod just in case, but I don't think we're going to need it. There's JJ. You alright, mate?
Yeah, is that your fish finding device?
Right then, guys, welcome to another episode of Hooked. My name's John Murray and I'm an angling addict, and today we're down on Ravenfield, Great Pond, fishing the Kilnhurst DAA versus Yorkshire Bandits Inter-Club Challenge Match. So it's the second season of doing this. Last time out, Kilnhurst won the match, which was out on the South Yorkshire Navigation Canal. If you haven't seen that video from last year, I'll put a link to it up here, go and check it out. So plan today is basically to fish feeder out between the islands, pull at around about 11 metres. We'll ball in about 4 balls of ground bait on that with some pinkies and casters and dead maggots, and just see what comes along basically. There looks to be a few fish fizzing out there already, so hopefully we'll have a good day. But yeah, it's 8v8, 1 man versus 1 man, so you're fishing against the man to your left I think today. So I'm on peg 10, I'll be fishing against the man to my left. The winner of that takes a point. The team with the most points at the end wins the match. Right guys, we set up in the peg, a couple of minutes out from the all-in. I've got 4 ground bait balls made up, ready to go out on the pole line. I'm going to fish them at about 11 to 13 metres. I'm going to start at 11 metres I think. Basically they've just got a bit of castor in, some dead reds, whites and fluoro pinkies, and a tiny little bit of worm in those. And overly loaded them with maggot etc at the moment, so I'm not entirely sure how this is going to fish out. So I don't want to put too much bait in and kill it stone dead. There's been a lot of fish topping, so ideally we'll be able to feed the live maggot over the top. I've got a caster line to fish down on my right hand side at about 6 metres, just under this tree off to my right there. And I've also set up a feeder rod. I've got a 20 gram sort of bell cage feeder on there, and basically it's going down to a 0.11 hook length, size 18 silverfish pellet hook. We'll throw that between the islands out there. That's the all in guys. Right, so in we go with some bait. So I'm just going to feed these straight out in front of me. Put them out at 11 metres. If I need to go further, if fish push out a bit, I'll go out to sort of 13 or fish beyond 13. It's just the fish tend to sit off the back of the ground bait. That can happen sometimes. So I'm just going to get that joint basically on my elbow. I'm going to line up with the angler opposite me, his keep net, because I'm not sure if those floating islands move or not. I haven't overly compressed this ground bait. It's Vandenheim G5 Yorkshire skimmer. Never used it before, but it seems quite nice. It's got an interesting smell. Can't quite put my finger on exactly what it is. So I've mixed it fairly soft, so it's going to break up quite quickly. I'm fishing into about 6 foot of water. Right, I'm just going to put this one slightly off to the right, just in case we get a bit of tow, and then the other one I'll put slightly off to the left. But they're all in a line. So I think the plan will be loose feed maggot over the top of the long line, cast it down the 6 metre line. I've got a sweet F1 and Thatcher's ground bait to fish out on the feeder. Just going to hook to the edge of one of these islands. Ooh, it looks like that line is fizzing already on the pole. Let's put this one off to the left slightly. I'm not entirely sure I want to go on the feeder. I fancy getting straight in on this. But we'll prime it anyway. We'll give it 10 minutes, at least 10-15 minutes. So our feeder setup today, dead simple. You've got to have completely free running rigs in here, so it's literally just a feeder bead, one of the free running bead swivels, and a 20 gram Zippler cage bell feeder. 0.11 hook length, size 18 silverfish pellet hook, barbless, probably about 15-inch hook length. This is the sweet F1 ground bait with a bit of Thatcher's in and a few micro pellets that I've just added in there to get some fish grubbing around. I'm just going to put a bit of worm in it, a few casters. And we'll put a few maggots out on the next one, and so on and so forth. I'm just heading towards the sort of floating islands there. Not going right through because I don't want to fish across to the opposite man. I'm just going to clip up. We'll shake that out. Fishing braid today. Got an 8-pound shock leader on, but not a huge amount. Just couple of turns onto the reel, So I'm just aiming at the tree off to the side there. I'm going to pop 4 feeders in and then go over it. Right, I'm just going to go out straight on a tiny piece of worm. So yeah, what I'll do is start feeding a line down the inside at 6 metres by hand, and then loose feed out over the top of that ground bait when we get fishing it. I won't loose feed it just yet. I want to get my range, figure out exactly where I'm feeding with the catapult when I'm not fishing the pool. So first live cast on the feeder, a little bit of worm on. Already I'm starting to see fish swirling. So I'm thinking shallow might be the way to go. Got 3 shallow rigs set up. 6 inch, 12 inch and 18 inch deep. No bite on the little wormtail there, so another quick chuck, put maggot on, single dead red and a single pinky. If the bream turn up on the feeder, that's great, but if they don't, I think the pole's going to be the winning method. First tiny little knock on a maggot there, little rattle. Yeah, something on this. Could just be a roach. Tiniest of bites, considering them on braid. Oh, fish on. No sign at all there that that fish had even bit. Tip never moved. What is it? Roach. Nice little roach to start. Another tap there. They're not biting confidently on the tip. That's a pull. That's a better tug. What's this? Perch. Right. He's dropped off into the landing net. Lovely. So I think we'll have one more chuck on this. It's not looking like it's going to turn much up. Unless they take a little bit of time to come over the feed. Definitely seems slow on the feeder. There's a little tap here. I'm just itching to get on that pole line. Keep seeing fish top. Might fancy getting some bait over the top of that now, regardless. Right, I've had enough on the feeder. We're half an hour in. I can't wait to go and pull any longer. Bit of a chewed up maggot there, but I don't think they're having it. So I'm going to go in with my deck rig to start with. I've got a 0.4 gram census desk float on. It's a roach float, and it's just on 0.10 line. Got a bulk of number 10s down the line there, and then a couple of number 10 droppers, basically 3 number 10 droppers, and again that's down to, well, I'm just going to change this hook out actually. I'm going to put a size 18 silverfish Challenge Match on. So 0.9 bottom. So I've opted for the desk float because it's got a wire stem. Bit of wind on this lake today. I think the wire stem will just give me that extra stability. The other rigs I've got set up are Drennan SF1 floats. Lovely versatile floats. They're in 0.5 and 0.4 gram. So the 0.5 is for fishing this exact same line but fishing on the drop. It's got strung out shots, and the 0.4 is for the inside line, which is strung out in the sort of lower 2/3 of the rig. I'm just going to go in with a single red maggot. Drop in over our ground bait, line up with that keep net on the far bank. Got a fair old toe on now. There's the wind. Oh, that was an indication straight away. Just a half dip on the float. Yeah, it's gone. We're in. Probably a perch. Let's come on. Can you believe it? Just straight back out. She's gone. She's just about to feed then. Right, let's try not to lose this one. Yeah, tiny perch. It's kind of what we were expecting. Ideally, we want to try and find some of the resident hide. And keep loose feeding over the top, and might bring something up. Our casters on the inside. The 0.6 gram rig feels about right. Still fish topping. We'll just feed a few pinkies over the top as well. Surprised the bites aren't coming faster. I'm not seeing a great deal come out around the lake, so it looks a bit slow all around. was a sinking bite, that. Very, very slow. I was on top of it as it was going under and somehow I missed it. Don't know how you do that. Looked like a classic sort of bream pull down. Didn't slide off to the side, but it just slid away just ever so slow. It's taking a little bit of time to get a bite here. That wind is getting up, it's making spotting the float a little bit awkward. We're alright at the moment. It just changes the light levels on the water. Dipped down again that and then came back up. Might just need to trim this float off a little bit more. It is a fine tip, so it's probably only a 1mm tip on this, but I've got about an inch showing. Just allowing me to read the bites nicely at the moment, but I think I might just add a number 11 trimmer on. It's going down that, come on. I'm getting bites here, but I'm not able to hit them. I think I'm just going to adjust my rig slightly. Just going to add a little number 11 stop, just as a trim shot. See what adjustment that makes. And I think, because we're getting bites, but we're not hitting them, I'm going to go on pinky. Oh, looked like an eye just jumped out of the water. Not a big fish. Well, this is strange. Just can't get a bite on the pinky at all. There we go. Connor, I've missed it again. I can't believe this. Strange bites. Really strange bites. I'm going to push beyond the ground bait a little bit. Half a metre. Something on that pretty instantly. Just dipped it. Right, that's it, we've got one. They're just sitting off the back of that ground bait a bit. Another perch. There's fish all up in the water. I'm really tempted to go shallow, but I don't want to go shallow too early. At least get a bit of feed down. A little bite developing here. Yeah, we'll have that. Only just touched it. I'm starting to get a little bit more success now. Just fishing that half a metre beyond the ground bait. Ooh, it's a nice roach, this. Lovely roach. Just inside the lip. Gone again. bloody fingers are sticking to the pole. Lost it. Look at these bites where they hold it down. They must just let go. Maybe straight on them. Tiniest indication, hit it. Let's try that. Definitely getting a few bites now though. Going slow again. It's come back over the ground but well, I might drop back on the feeder. I might have a look on the inside line early actually. I wasn't planning on looking on it until later doors. This is fishing very strange. Some sail away bites that you can't hit. Then you get no bites at all. Just fishing a single pinky there and it's just not getting taken. Right, I'm just going to try my deep drop through rig, which is a 0.5 SF1 float, which we're going to fish out on the same line, the 11 metre line. So it's just strung out with number 10s, sort of in the lower half or 2/3 of the rig. You can always spread them out a bit more if needs be. I'm just going to go looking to see if there's anything up in the water column. Oh, I know, it could be solid under the surface. Keep weighing this rig in. Hold it on a tight line. See if anything takes on the drop. So far, no indications. Right. I've come off this line. Go back on the feeder. Tiniest of knocks on the tip there. These fish are definitely not switched on, so I've just gone with a single dead red now. I'm going to have this chuck. I'm going to have a look shallow. Very quiet around the lake though, nobody's really catching. Odd fish. Right, feeder's not working either. I'm going to have a look shallow on the pole. Seems to be more fish topping a bit further out, maybe 3/4 of the way between me and the islands. I'm just wondering whether it's worth pulling the waggler rod out of the bag, fishing shallow on it, spraying maggots, seeing if we can get anything up in the water that way. The fish might have just pushed out a little bit more. We'll try the pole first. Tip the 18-inch rig. Just going to side hook the maggot. Dead maggot, side hooked. Alright, nothing shallow. So I'm just going to have a look on my caster rig on the inside. It's a bit early for it really, particularly since nowhere else is fishing, but it's a 0.4 gram SF1 float. Again, that's just got strung out number 10s down the line. Size 20 hook on this one to a 0.8 bottom. I'm just going to bury the hook in the caster. So let's say, I think it's a little bit early for this, but since nothing's really doing anywhere, I figure I might as well have a look on it. Just hoping some of these lines are going to come good. I don't want to put any more ground bait on the long line. But if we don't start fishing soon, we might have to try and set it up for later in the day. What's down there I can't believe is gone. I reckon it's still there. Can't buy a bite on the caster line either. Don't think I've seen a fish come out of the entire lake for the last hour. So we'll go back on the deep rig on the books. 0.6 gram float. Still a fair bit of side wind on. I think we'll just have to sit and wait. Right, well this is absolutely desperate. So, still seeing a few fish top out towards that island. I'm going to get the waggler rod out. Have a sling for them. Don't think I can feed that far with the catapult. So probably just fish a single maggot. Dead simple rig, just got a Drennan Visiwag 5 on there, 2 gram version, a couple of float stops, lots of number 8 bulk shot underneath it, and then just 3 number 8s down the line basically. That's going down to a size 20 silverfish barbless match hook, 0.8 bottom. Main line's 2.5 maximum. I'm just going to try and throw out towards that island. I've just seen another fish top out there. Yeah, we're reaching it. How long we can stay there without getting blown off course, I don't know, because of this side wind. Just want to try some repeated casts. You know what, when it's hard, really hard. No matter what you try, nothing works. Seen those fish topping, but getting up to that island with the waggler. Yeah, it's only 1 maggot, but I'd expect a bite. Looks like Glyn's got one on the feeder. I might get back out, change my line, go straight in front of this island with the feeder. Still fish topping out there. Can't believe nothing's willing to have a go. Oh, that was a bite. That was a bite on the waggler. Something finally had a dab. That was a bite. There's such a big bow in the line, I couldn't hit it. Right, I'm just shallowing this rig right up. It's probably fishing about 3-4 foot deep. I'm going to go down to 18 inches. There's definitely fish up in the water. I've had a couple of bites on this. Started to come in a bit from the island because I don't think they're all completely tight to it, but they're definitely sort of around 3/4 mark. I'm just spraying a few maggots out there, and that had gone. Yeah, that's a bite. Another bite. Always goes when you're about to feed. But at least we're getting signs. Oh, another fast bite. Can't hit them at the minute. If we can get them coming confidently, we might. It's gone again and again. So we're definitely starting to get a few bites now. Don't know what they are, maybe only tiny. Certainly not hooking themselves. But I'll take anything right now. Another bite. Can't hit these. gone. Properly gone, that. It's come back up. Just thought I'd leave it. Let's see how long these baits will take to properly come. It's gone. Right, getting loads of bites but can't hit them. Completely remove all the shots from down the line. Just leave them bunched up under the float. I've never known anything like it. Bite after bite, can't hit one of them. Put a pinky on. Driving me mad now. Right, it's 1:05, which means we're halfway into the match. I'm going to focus on doing this for a bit longer because nobody's catching. See if we can get some of these fish to feed confidently. Give it another half an hour maximum, and then I'm going to put some more ground bait on the long pole line. See if that spurs any fish into feeding for the final couple of hours. It's totally desperate. There's not anything on that line anyway, so I might as well feed it. I won't put a huge amount of particle in though, just generally ground bait and a few loose offerings. And that's it, finally. We've hooked one. Now then, is it an hide? No, it's a rud. Rud off the top. I'm going to shallow up even more. So with the depth of the float, we may just be that little bit too deep. I'm going to come down another 6 inches. If there's plenty of rud to be had out there, I'll take those all day long. Just got to get them coming in confident. If I catch them on the pole line, they might be easy to strike into, but just don't think they'll come that close. I'm trying to draw them back towards me. Well, taking the extra depth off doesn't seem to have done us too many favours in terms of bites, so I'm going to put that back on, 6 inch back on. Oh, bump that one. Smashed off. Decent fish. So depth at 18 inches feels about right. There's a little bit of fizzing going on the inside now as well. I might just have a nosy on the pole line in a minute. If we can get some of these fish coming shallow, we might end up catching quite well. Just think we've got to wait for them A to switch on and B get them coming confidently, and that's a bite. Missed that one. There's definitely a lot more fish showing up on the surface. Just put that extra depth on, the bites are coming faster again. Starting to pull these fish towards me. Ooh. Float has just disappeared. Nothing there. It's infuriating. So it's 1:30. I need to think about getting the ground bait in now. Ideally I need to just have a quick look on the pole line without putting anything in. So I think I'm going to come off this any minute, giving it a go. Can't really make it work. So I'm kind of hoping something had been sat over this ground baited line, willing to have a chew now, but no instant bite on maggot. So I'm definitely going to feed the ground bait in. Can't see the caster line fishing, we never had a sniff on it earlier, I've stopped feeding it now. Right, there's nothing doing on that. Would have had a bite fairly instantly if there was going to be any fish sat there. So I'm going to feed it in. Basically, it's either going to come good or it'll kill it. Can it kill it if it's already dead? I'm going to put plenty of my worm in. That is a potent puller. Not too much of anything else, just a few maggots, bit of hemp, a few casters. Right, well the shallow line's completely died as well now. Getting no bites. So I'm going to have a quick look on the feeder, just see if we can winkle out a fish. That's all we're looking for now. Right, well I think most people are struggling. I think maybe the guy up on the far end peg, up by the dam wall, has probably done about the best. But you never know. I know Mark's only had 3 perch. Chap to my left's just said he's only had 5 bites all day. I know Rob's had 10 bites all day. I don't know how many fish he's had. That might be 10 fish. But it is another grueler. The height of summer, this is very, very tough fishing. You wouldn't think there was a fish in the place, but for the fact that there's been so many topping. And yet, there's another one just topped off to my left. Yet I can't catch them. Just can't get a bite from them. So sitting on this ground bait, put 9 balls on. Just put everything I had left in the bucket in. Fish topping everywhere. It's just infuriating. And I don't look like the ground bait's going to produce any more fish, so I can but just sit over the top of this. Two bites on worm there, both unhittable. Never known so many unhittable bites. Tiniest bit of worm on this, and yet just getting little dinks on it. The minuscule perch, I think. I've hooked a couple and they've both dropped off. Trouble with barbless hooks, but what can you do? Got to fish by the rules. There you go. Right, finally, fish. We've hooked one. And try and keep him on. They're only dinky, these. Ah, there we go. It's a roach. I'm netting him. I waited a long time for that. Lovely fish. Happy with that one. So I can't get bites on maggot, but I'm getting a few on worm now. We've got an hour to go. Can I cement my position? Don't think the team's done too good, but we'll see. It could be tight. with that wind dropping down though. It's getting up a bit wild. So banging all that ground bait in, hasn't done it any harm. It's definitely attracted something in. And maybe all that chopped worm that I banged in as well. It's spurred something into feeding, even if they are still cagey. That's another dip, half dip on the float there. See if we can just let this develop a bit more. It's gone. Oh, couldn't hit it. It's fast. That definitely looked like a roach bite again. Another half dip. There's fish there. Just not easy to hit the bites. Tiny, tiny segment of worm on. Can we pick out another roach? Yes, fish. Easy onto the roller. Another lovely little roach. So tiny, tiny bit of chopped worm. Sorting a few bites out. We'd get another dozen fish. I think that'd be a framing chance. But that's easier said than done. Another fish. Oh, lovely roach. Lift bite there. Nice fish this as well. I think we found the formula. Another one on the lift. These fish are coming up in the water slightly. Lovely. That sensitive tip on the sensor's desk, just allowing that float to lift up ever so slightly. Ooh, and that's another fish on. Took it on the drop. Lost that. My hands are sticking to the pole. Let's get straight back out. Yeah, another one. Just took it on the drop. Maybe the lighter drop through rig will do a better job here, but I'm able to spot these baits. Float just don't settle. I'm nailing this on the drop. I'm just looking for the droppers settling, and they're not, so I'm striking and the fish is on. Time to get busy. That one came up in the water. That was a lift bite again. That ground bait's really done the trick, along with the worm. Just goes to show we were going nowhere fast. Now we've got a chance. Half a dip, it's gone, fish on. Not a bad one, this. Not a bad stamp, these roach, some of them. So I'm told this place fishes different every time you come, but today we've unlocked the secret of catching a few roach. And that's a tiny segment of worm and a bucket load of ground bait. Took us the best part of 4 hours to find them. Messed about fishing up in the water, trying to catch fish that were showing. Lots of unhittable bites. And I was getting a lot of unhittable bites on this long pole line this morning, so difficult to say whether we did anything wrong. There's another fish. Coming alive, this peg now. And That is another lovely stamp roach. Well, I said if I could get another dozen of those roach, I'd give myself a chance. I think we've got a framing chance today now. I don't know what the chap on the end's had. Rob says he's had a fair few fish. So whether he's continued to catch all day, maybe just been sat on fish down there by the dam wall. If we can pick a place up today, I'll be happy with that. And if we can cement the team win as well, that'd be an absolute bonus. We missed out by just 1 point last year. That float is not settling. No, nothing there. I don't know what's been wrong with this pond today. It's fished mega hard, but it's definitely given us a glimpse of what it can be like. I'm told you can get some fantastic silvers weights out of here, and I can well believe it. And that is another fish on. Oh, my hand is so sticky. Fish, slime and poles don't mix. It's another decent fish this, they're getting better these. Battling this one. Oh, it's an absolute clonker. Come on, don't come off. Come to me. It's going, is this? Having a go. Lovely fish. They're just getting bigger and bigger. Stood up, fish on. Five minutes of this match left. Let's go on, fish on. Ah, it's off. Can't believe it. So easy to drop them. Fish on. Barely see the float there. This is a decent fish. I don't want to lose this one. Get her on the roller. Foul hooked. One minute left. Don't know if we've got time for one more. Let's try and get a piece of worm on. No time for any more. That's the whistle, guys. Well, it was coming good at the end there. I could have enjoyed that for another hour or two. Fingers crossed that's been enough to get a place today. We'll see how we go.
We've got a nice bream night, full bream night.
Who's had all these bonus fish? Not down here. Ground bait worked, Rob. What did you catch on? Castor? I caught on a tiny bit of worm. Still dodgy though, it's still dodgy. That's me what?
£3, 2.5.
Is that all? I'm really disappointed now. I thought there was some quite nice stamp roach in there and all. Oh well, another disappointing day. Grueler. Right guys, well as you've seen, I've just done the weighing. I've come nowhere. There's talk of £13. Stu's had £13 with about 6 fish he reckons. So there's been some big bream out here and there. I think some people have had tench. So we've just been in the wrong area completely today. But yeah, I enjoyed the last hour. Anyway, it all rides on the team event now, so don't look like I'm going to frame, but fingers crossed that we're going to do something for the team. Okay, stay tuned. Hold on, Trev.
60.
Hold on, Danger.
Thank you. We drew on points.
Ooh.
There. Yeah. But you beat us by half a mile on weight. So well done. Well done, Kilhurst again on your own ground.
Well done, Kilnhurst.
Thank you.
Well done, Martins. Thank you very much.
So you probably saw there that Trev Parkin won the match. Big well done to him. And Stuart was just about 3.5 ounces behind him, I think. I think they both had some bream. I think Trev also managed a tench in his catch as well. I managed to score a point for our team today. Overall, it was a draw on points, 4 apiece, but Kilnhurst won the match on weight. Right, I'll get the results sheet up for you now so you can see where everybody came and who scored what. My area was rock hard once again. I beat the 2 anglers either side of me, so I take out from the fact that I managed to put a few fish together at the end. That last hour was brilliant, you know, really started to enjoy it, but unfortunately just didn't fish like that all day. Bites were cagey, I don't know, it was just a tough area. So it is what it is. But anyway guys, if you enjoyed the video, you know the drill. Thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode every time I upload one. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, tight lines.